Another Gillette AFL trade update for you here on afl.com.au. Hello everyone, Matt Thompson alongside Mark McGugan. We have lots to talk about. A few quick-fire deals that are being talked about right now, Mark.
A little bit happening today, Matty. Yeah, Jonathan Giles, the Greater Western Sydney ruckman, he's re-signed for another 3 years with the Giants, so that puts paid to any trade talk concerning him. Damien Barrett reporting also on Trade Radio this afternoon that the deal with Geelong and North Melbourne for Hamish McIntosh getting close to being done, so look out for an announcement there soon, hopefully. And the other one was David Roden, delisted by Port Adelaide. He has said that a number of clubs interested in having a chat with him, and one of those might be his former club, Richmond.
I reckon a few Tigers fans would be happy to see David Roden back at Punt Road. Now let's talk about a couple of the big names that are being talked about still. Of course, Chris Dawes is one of those, has had a very high-profile season, if you like, because of his form slump, and now, of course, has indicated that he wants to go to Melbourne. Someone close to discussions there has told us here at afl.com.au that there are a lot of egos in the room and a bit of bluster, and Collingwood's playing hardball. Pick 20, which will eventually become pick 21, you'd suggest Melbourne's pick that they have at the moment really is what they're offering. I can't see how Collingwood can perhaps get a better deal than that, really.
Probably not, Matty. Certainly don't think Melbourne's going to part with any of their higher draft picks, that's for sure.
Now let's talk about Kurt Tippett, because he is the other one. He really needs this deal to be done to get him from Adelaide to Sydney. That's what he wants. Of course, the Queensland clubs were linked to him in the first instance because we thought he wanted to go home. Apparently that's not the case. But what about the Gold Coast? I mean, could they potentially pick him up in the pre-season draft if indeed it gets to that point?
Well, they've certainly got a better pick in the pre-season draft than Sydney. They're right up the top of the order, and Sydney would be well down, so they'd be well placed to snare him in the pre-season draft should they want to. But we did hear from Suns list manager Marcus Ashcroft today, and he poured a little bit of cold water on the idea.
No, we've moved on. Like our decision with Tom last week to recruit him. I think his decision's been made. We respect that. We move on with what we need to do. We've got some priorities of our own to achieve.
Marcus Ashcroft speaking there. Now, the other news out of the Gold Coast is Clay Cameron, a youngster, has played in the AFL over the course of the past 12 months in particular, playing in the Suns reserve side, and now he has been picked up as a Queensland zone selection. This is great news for him too, Mark, because he didn't want to leave Queensland.
Great news for him and great news for the Suns. It's worked out pretty well all round, this one. Cameron's a likely type. He can play both ends of the field, can take a good grab, a fairly gifted athlete. He was nationally ranked in high jump, shot put and discus. So good for football that he's chosen to go down the path of the AFL. And because he's a Queensland zone selection, the Suns have only had to use a really low pick in the draft to take him.
As a Queensland club, and yeah, it's pretty close to home still, so it's very exciting, and love to be on board.
All right, almost done for the day, of course, as the news keeps breaking. We'll have it covered for you here on afl.com.au. 5 days to go in this new free agency world for 2012. It's been an interesting experience for everyone involved. Could see a couple more deals go down.
Yeah, the two big free agents still in play, Matty, are Clinton Young and Jared Rivers. We know Collingwood very keen on Young. Not exactly sure where that's at. We'll wait with bated breath for an announcement. And the other one is Jared Rivers' interest from the Cats. They'll probably turn their attention to that once they get this deal done with Hamish McIntosh. So next couple of days you'd expect to see something there as well.
All right, Mark, thank you for that. It is a very interesting time in footy, and as I say, we have it all covered for you here on afl.com.au. So make sure you click back soon.